dearest gentle reader.
Please never do this again. Hey guys, it's your girl Ariane, and I'm back with another video.
Tell a friend to tell a friend she's back.
Huh? Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Y'all like my new setup? Don't be surprised, y'all. I will have some episode videos coming out later that will be in my old setup. Just know they're pre-recorded, okay? So don't get your panties in a bunch, okay? As you can see by the title of this video, we will be talking about Bridgerton season 3. If you haven't watched it, then why are you here? I'm glad that you stopped by, but why don't you go watch it first, come back so we can discuss it. Now, for those of you who have watched it, get your popcorn, get your tea, and let's chat. So I'm just gonna quickly go over what happened in season 3, give y'all my opinions, and then we can discuss some controversy around this season. But obviously, y'all know I'm not a movie critic. Take everything with a grain of salt. If you agree or disagree, it's all good. So Bridgerton is a period piece that has intense romance, smut, and drama. It is a Netflix sensation because of it. Before they turned it into a show, it was a 8-book series written by Julia Quinn, and there are 8 Bridgerton siblings. Each season is dedicated to one of the siblings. The first season was centered around Daphne and Simon. The second season was centered around Anthony and Kate. There also was a spin-off season based on the life of Queen Charlotte. Now, this third season is all about Colin, which is Colin and Penelope, and it's a friends to lovers trope. I want to say this was the most highly anticipated season because Bridgerton has grown such a high reputation. A little backstory of Penelope and Colin, because they didn't do enough of it in season 3.
Pocket.
Penelope and Colin are childhood friends, and she has had a crush on him forever. Not to mention, Colin is her best friend's brother. And of course, is a part of the Bridgerton family. There's a popular paper throughout Bridgerton written by Lady Whistledown, this anonymous writer who spreads gossip about the ton. Us as the audience now know that this anonymous writer is Penelope. Penelope has been spreading gossip about everybody. She doesn't hold back. So the season starts off as Colin comes back from his travels. They don't give any information about where he just traveled from. All we know is he comes back a ladies' man, and he looks good. He said this is his season. Do not be mistaken. But I could argue that it was everyone's season. The storyline is really plain and simple. Penelope enlisted Colin to help her find a husband. In the midst of that, Colin ends up falling for Penelope and they get hitched. That is the base storyline, okay? But here are some highlights or subplots of the season. It was also Francesca's debut season and she was named the Queen's Diamond. Eloise and Penelope, you know, the best friends? Yeah, they were still beefing, but they made up in the end. So that's good. Lady Danbury's brother is in town, known as Lord Anderson, and him and Violet kind of have a thing going on. Penelope and Cressida were fighting for the attention of Lord Devlin, who is a vegetarian and a naturalist. Francesca marries John Kilmartin, who is quiet just like her, and they bond over their love for silence.
Oh my God.
Kate and Anthony from season 2, they're expecting a child. Benedict is bisexual and enjoying his free life, although I feel like I already knew that. Eloise and Cressida became friends, but that quickly ended. Throughout the season, the Queen is trying to unmask Whistledown.
I am she.
She's given a reward of £5,000 to whoever has information about her. Now, after I just said all of that, does this sound like Penelope and Colin's story? Let me answer that for you.
No.
It's too much going on. So I'm gonna dive a little deeper and tell y'all some of the things I loved about the show before I go into things I didn't like. So number 1, the hair and makeup. I don't know what they put in the water this season, but everybody was looking bomb. They looked good. Of course, this had some controversy around it because some people felt like the makeup was just too modern for the setting of Bridgerton. And I get that. I get that the audience wants to be fully submerged into whatever period this is supposed to be in. But at the end of the day, this is Bridgerton. And Bridgerton is very fictional with fictional characters. So it's honestly limitless on what they can modify and how they can go about this fantasy world. And I liked it. Plus, how was it considered too modern for the hair and makeup, but it's not too modern for the music they use in Bridgerton? And they have a black queen. I think they've steered away from the setting too much already to give a damn.
Sorrows, prayers.
This second point, when I think about season 3, this is what I think of. And that is the growth of the Featherington family. Y'all, I love them so much this season. I love Portia. I love Philippa. I love, what's the other girl's name? I'm sorry. When I say I am truly happy for them, I am truly happy for them. The character development from Portia is... Whether you like it or not, that woman did everything for her daughters. You best believe. Yeah, she could have went about things a different way, but honestly, that's what she knew. Portia will always have a special place in my heart. That woman did what she could with what she had. I don't think y'all are understanding that. Everything that she taught her daughters, how she handled them, is because that's how she grew up. And I love that she's willing to learn. She's willing to do better. Also, Philippa was serving looks the whole season. I love how ditzy she is.
Inserts himself where?
Every time I think of season 3, I think of just now Barley the box. I just feel like I understand the Featherington family so much better now. They were just so misunderstood. The third thing I liked about this season, this might be an unpopular opinion, but Lord Devlin and Penelope were perfect for each other. I loved Lord Devlin's character. I don't know if it's weird, but I felt way more connected to Lord Devlin than Colin. Because 1, Colin seemed like a child sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. And 2, Lord Devlin seemed so much more mature for Penelope.
I want to be with someone who knows who they are.
It just made sense. Even though I forgot about him after the 4th episode because they just cut his character out. Honestly, they should have put him and Cressida together. Like, why did y'all have to do Cressida like that? A 90-year-old man, after Penelope chose Colin, it was just like, bam, he's cut off. It honestly would have been better for the season to keep that competition between him and Colin going a little bit longer. It needed some pull somewhere. So the ending episode, Penelope paid for the ball for her sisters. That ending ball scene was the best scene of the whole show.
How lucky I am to stand by your side and soak up even a little bit of your light.
I loved it. I cried. I was so happy. I love a good happy ending. Okay, so let's get into some things I hated now or didn't care for. The obvious one, which is Colin and Penelope's story. Colin deserved better. Whoever directed this is a Penelope hater. I'm sorry, but they hate Penelope. They literally made Penelope seem like a side character in her own season. And I really feel bad for her. I wasn't attached to their characters whatsoever. And I don't think it was the actors' fault. I genuinely think they did not have enough screen time to properly develop their relationship. It seemed so forced and rushed. My focus was not on them when it should have been. There was also no chase from Colin, which is what I think made the other 2 seasons so successful. The men wanted the women.
When one is angry.
When one burns for someone who does not feel the same.
They adored their women.
You think that there is a corner of this earth that you could travel to far away enough to free me from this torment.
They wanted to be in their skin. And I feel like I got nothing like that from Colin. All we got this season from Colin is having one dream about Penelope. Really? One dream? All the push was coming from the fact that we know that Penelope loves him. But y'all gave us no character development, no sexual tension between the two. The sex scene was so awkward because where's the backstory? Where's the buildup? This was not Colin and Penelope's story. That goes into my number 2, the subplots. Please never do this again. The subplots could have easily worked if y'all gave us more than 8 episodes. But because y'all tried to fit so many different storylines into 9 hours of screen time, it was so distasteful to the main characters and for the season as a whole. For example, one of the subplots included Lord Anderson pursuing Violet Bridgerton, which is the mom. When I tell y'all they had no chemistry, they had no business being together, it seemed like they just wanted to put another black character, another interracial couple in the show. The third thing I disliked was Colin's character. There was a Colin I loved once, and that was when he was pursuing Marina. It was him being a gentleman, him being honorable. So when they make this character do a complete 360, it was very cringy to me. All of a sudden, he came back from his travels at F-boy. They showed him having threesomes, him being promiscuous, and it came out of nowhere. That wasn't the Colin I knew. That's not the Colin I love. We get it. The ladies wanted him, of course, yes. Colin being a gentleman is what separated his character from his brothers. Now Colin is just like them. It's what made him him. And to completely diminish that, I will never forgive y'all for that. I think the director forgot that this trope is friends to lovers. Not every story has to be an F-boy turned to a committed man. They could have easily shown him being himself and growing to love Penelope after he overlooked her for so long. It would have been just fine. Now to some unserious topics. I just feel like I had to comment. I had to comment on them. Penelope's face. This is nothing dramatic, but Penelope infuriated me with that same damn look on her face. I swear, you never know if this girl is stressed, infatuated, or worried. It's the same look. And her breathing, y'all. Every time this girl took a deep breath, it annoyed me. Yes, it did. And she took about 1 million of them. And I know she was stressed all the time, but damn, just hold your breath one time for me. I'm sorry. And Eloise, they can never make me like you. I have a strong dislike for Eloise. I just feel like Eloise is a type you cannot joke with. Because with her, everything you joke about, she's gonna turn it into a lecture. And ain't nobody got time for that. Yeah, I just never cared for her. Here is where the drama unfolds, y'all. Francesca's story. I do want to address it because that's where a lot of controversy is coming from. If y'all do not know, Francesca falls in love with John Kilmartin. They bond over their love for silence and other things. They just love being in each other's company. So they fall in love and get married. Yes, all of this happens in season 3. Like, she's married by the end of season 3. A subplot I also felt like was rushed because I don't feel any type of way for them. It's not like I hate the couple, but it's not like I love the couple. But anyways, as they are leaving to go to Scotland to stay at John's estate, their travel buddy comes to the ball at the last minute, and it is John's cousin, Michaela Sterling.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce
Michaela Sterling.
She introduces herself to Francesca, and Francesca is standing there looking starstruck, like winded or something. Like, she just cannot seem to speak in the presence of Michaela.
Do you must speak?
I am.
And then that was just that. So for the readers of the Bridgerton novels, I haven't read them, but they know who Michaela Sterling is. They know that in Francesca's story, she falls in love with a Michael Sterling. Get it? Michael and Michaela Sterling? Yeah. So it seems like the end of season 3 is hinting in Francesca's story there is a gender swap. And it got the girls mad. This gender swap puts fans into an uproar. I mean, they are mad. So much so, y'all, that there is even a petition out right now to undo this travesty and to restore the character of Michael Sterling. I have a few points that I want to address, and this is where they feel like an injustice is occurring. Number 1, they have the point that Francesca's book, it was one of the most passionate love stories. And to totally switch the gender of Michael Sterling, the book will never really come to life. It will never be the same. 2, a key point in Francesca's story is that she struggled with grief, which is the loss of John Kilmartin because he died, and infertility, which is something fans do not think they will be able to replicate with a woman-on-woman storyline. Fans defending the gender swap is saying there is some kind of underlying homophobia with the fans who are mad. Because what's wrong with the gender swap? They can still have the same chemistry as they do in the books. It just will be with a woman and woman now. And lastly, another point of view is that they wish that they would have just remained faithful to the books. Just keep it the same. What's the point of changing it? So yeah, that's the drama surrounding that. All in all, the girls are mad. That brings me to the end of this video. In conclusion, for me, the main romance felt forced, rushed, and underwhelming. I really feel bad for the actors and actresses because it could have been so much better. Poorly directed and poorly produced. I feel like this is an example of trying to top your last greatest thing. Your next thing doesn't need to be better than your last. We just want the same quality that you put out before. I really hope they listen to some feedback before the next season comes out, because honestly, season 2 might have just been the last good one. Thank y'all so much for watching. Please do not forget to subscribe if you want to. I'm not forcing anyone, but I am begging, okay? Please. And leave a comment so we can talk about it. I love y'all so much, and I will see y'all next week. Bye.